Hi, I'm here with Dave Holmes from Northumberland Greyhound Rescue Centre, just to talk about the organisation and promote the centre and adoption of greyhounds. So, Dave, if you could tell me, are you a registered organisation?
We are, yeah. We're registered with the Charities Commission, charity number 1102125. So we've jumped through all the necessary hoops, filled in all the forms and paperwork, and we managed to get registered. So it was quite a big feat. We were one of the first independent rescue groups in the UK to actually get registered as a charity.
Oh, wow. And why do you have to do this? What's the reason for you being registered as an organisation?
We get registered so that all our accounts are above board and everybody can see that we're not just taking people's money off them and fraudulently using it and abusing it. The reason we have to operate as a charity in general is that there are hundreds, if not thousands, of greyhounds in this country every year that are abandoned after the racing careers have finished. And when we first started doing this, nobody in the northeast was picking up the dogs when they'd finished racing, and we started to take the dogs on and rescue and rehome them. And it's grown from, in this first year we struggled and took on about 5 dogs, and on average now we're rehoming 50 to 60 a year.
Oh, it's smashing. And when you actually take the dogs, will you be left to fend for yourself if you took one on, or...?
Oh no, you get back up from Northumberland Greyhound Rescue for the entire lifetime of the dog. There's always somebody on hand on the other end of a phone. Worst case scenario, if everything went wrong, the dog ate your kitchen or something daft like that, you know, or you split up with your partner and your work changed and you weren't able to look after the dog properly. Worst case scenario is we'll always take the dog back. So you're never stuck with a dog from us. And there's at least 5 of us whose phone numbers we give to you when you take a dog on, so that you can always get hold of one of us. We never all go on holiday at the same time, because obviously we've got 60 odd dogs in kennels and they need looking after.
They need tending to. Now, can I actually buy a greyhound from you? Is that how it works?
No, we don't actually sell greyhounds. What we do though is we ask for a donation from potential adopters to help with the cost of rehoming other needy greyhounds at the time of adoption.
Oh, smashing. So you're helping not only the one that you're taking, obviously the donation's going towards the whole organisation. What about breeding? Can you breed or race one of your dogs?
No, all our dogs are neutered, and they're all registered as having retired from racing. And when a dog's neutered, it actually loses about a second off its race time. Which, if you know, trials have been done, because it was looked at by the National Greyhound Racing Club to instigate a rule where all dogs had to be neutered before they were raced to eliminate accidental breeding in kennels. But it was found that they're about a second slower over a 30-second race, which is about 20 lengths at the speed a dog runs. So if you took a dog that had been neutered to a track and tried to race it, it would just run round at the back and come last. So not much point really.
Not much use there. Now, when you come to choose one, you'll be able to choose the colour and the sex of the greyhound? Kind of option? We interview potential adoptees to find out what they're interested in, because if you were to go up to the kennels and look at 60 odd dogs, you'd struggle to pick the one you wanted. So we try and narrow it down to 4 or 5 before you go to the kennels, so you can choose what you want. Age, colour and sex are the main criteria. Also other things like whether a dog can live with cats or not, and things like that come into play. So it's like its attitude, it's kind of what it's like. Now, will the greyhound need loads of exercise and walks and everything?
No, this is one of the popular myths with greyhounds, that they need loads of exercise, but they've actually got no stamina. They're bred purely for sprinting. The average greyhound race lasts 30 seconds, and after a 30-second race, they're absolutely worn out. So if you take them out on a lead twice a day for 20 minutes, that's normally enough. If you manage to get access to a beach or an enclosed field where you can let them go, they'll run 2 big circles, left-hand circles, like they would on a track, and then just
come back tired.
And that's it. So they've got no stamina. They're very easy to look after. They sleep around 20 hours a day.
Wow. And what were you saying before about the cats? How do greyhounds get on with other pets?
About 80% of greyhounds are okay with small dogs and other dogs. We do get the odd ones that aren't. We assess all the dogs that we rehome, and we would if somebody is in an area where there were cats or small dogs, that we wouldn't give them a dog that was going to cause them a problem. Some greyhounds, about 20% of them, are able to live with cats without any conflict at all, and we do test every greyhound we get to see whether it will be able to or not. and the ones that are rehomed with cats, and I do actually have one going to a new home on Monday with a cat.
Oh,
and it's a spectacular thing when you see a dog that's been trained to chase a small fluffy thing laid curled up on a settee with a cat next to it laid on it. So it's quite good.
And what about kids as well? What are they like with children?
They're absolutely wonderful. They're the best breed I've come across for being with children. Ex-racing greyhounds have all got tattoos in their ears from the racing days,
right.
And when they're racing, they're checked before and after every race by a track steward, who basically pulls the dog's ears to check the tattoo on the inside. And that's basically the only human affection that the dogs get while they're in the racing careers. So when they come out of racing, we stand outside shops and things with them, and the kids come up and pull the dog's ears and pull the tails, and the dogs are not bothered at all.
Not bothered at all with it.
The only way you would annoy a greyhound is if you fell on it when it was asleep. So even with young toddlers, they're okay as long as they know not to fall on the dog while the dog's asleep. They really are great. They love kids.
Smashing. And will I need to get my greyhound neutered, like you said before? I mean, microchipped. Do they come? Do dogs already come microchipped, or?
All our dogs come microchipped, neutered, flea treated, worm treated, vaccinated, and with a new collar and lead. So when you get a dog from us, you get everything you need except for a coat for when it's cold weather for it, which it has been lately.
Oh, freezing.
And also you need a food bowl and a water bowl. And that's basically all you need when you get a dog from us.
Oh, and I've heard that some dogs suffer from separation anxiety. Dan, how would you get over that, and what is that as well?
Right, separation anxiety is where you leave one dog in a room on its own while you go out to work, and the dog can pine because when they're in kennels, when they're racing or when they're in the rescue centre, they're always paired up, a dog and a bitch in each kennel, so they're used to company. What we recommend is you get the dog at a time when you're going to have a few days to settle the dog into your home, and during those few days start leaving the dog, put the dog in a room where it's comfortable on the second day, and go outside and look through the window and see what the dog does, and gradually increase the amount of time you leave the dog before you go back to work and have to leave it up to a maximum of about 5 hours you can leave them normally. Also, things like putting the radio on when you go out and leave the dog on its own can give the dog some idea of company. But in an ideal world for us, take 2. And then you don't get the separation problem, and we rehomed 2 dogs. So that's the best way.
Yeah, exactly. And do greyhounds ever need any special dietary requirements? Obviously with a racing background, is there anything you need to stick to? Or?
The main thing you should avoid is giving dogs chocolate, not just greyhounds, but any dog's chocolate's actually poisonous, and it gradually builds up in the system and kills them slowly over a long period of time. When it comes to dietary requirements, greyhounds eat very low protein, low carbohydrate food. When they're racing, they get very high protein, high carbohydrate stuff. It makes them hyperactive, gives them huge muscles on the back end, and makes all the food go straight through them like their back end's an aerosol, basically. So when you get one, we recommend supermarket own brand dog food and greyhound maintenance mix a meal, something like that, and you can actually feed a greyhound for about £10 a month.
Really? Yeah. That's not bad at all. I wish I could live on £10 a month, but a lot cheaper. And finally, if you could sum it up, why would anybody want to choose a greyhound as a pet? Why should I choose one, for example, as a pet?
They're the most loving, faithful creatures I've come across. There's nothing better than sitting on the settee of an evening, watching the TV, with a greyhound laid next to it, its head in your lap, just stroking the head of the dog. They show huge amounts of love and affection. Because they've been starved of that when they were racing, you get so much reward back from them. They're absolutely wonderful things, and the ideal low maintenance pet for anybody who's working. They sleep 20 hours a day, feed them for a tenner a month, and they only need 2 20-minute walks a day. What more could you want?
What more could you want from a pet? Well, thank you very much. It's been very informative.
We'll
go back to you. Thank you.